So Bitcoin had a bit of a tumble last night, but has since recovered. In this video, we're going to be jumping down into the most recent technical analysis for BTC and reviewing what I think is likely to happen next based on the recent movements. Now, as I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, guys, check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into the video. So we were expecting a move down towards the 28,819 to 28,954. This move to the downside obviously came down to a low of 29,041, sorry. Okay, and so we're a little bit short of our target, but this is a new local low, lower than our A wave over here, for example. That means that we might have seen our C wave just truncate, as in it just fell short of our target range. The move to the upside has broken this recent high and did break above briefly the 200 EMA on our hourly chart, but it did not break above the B wave high at the moment, and this is quite a critical thing. So it's possible that although we have this three-wave move to the downside here, that this is all just wrapped up inside of an A wave. This is then a B wave structure, and then we have to potentially move down deeper. If that is the case, then our X wave is not yet complete and will continue to come down before we have another run upwards. Okay, so I do think that we are likely to come up higher into our Y wave, and the only question I have at the moment is whether or not the X wave here is complete or not. Okay, before we get that run to the upside. Now, the reason that I'm not confident on the fact that this could be the C wave low is that we are overbought on the 4 and 8 hour time frames, and we are just coming down from the overbought area on the 1 hour time frame. This means there's a potential for a lot of momentum to shift to the downside, meaning that our X wave is yet to be complete. And of course, you know, if we want it to be an X wave and remain an X wave, it has to stay above 28,869. Now, this might sound overly complicated if you're not into Elliott wave theory. It's reasonably complex, but once you understand the rules and you remember the rules, it's actually reasonably easy. The hardest part is actually identifying the waves within the structures of the candlesticks that you see here. Now, for the most part, at the moment, it can be this can be, of course, the X wave. It can constitute this X wave movement, and we can start to look for that Y wave move to the upside. I just don't think the momentum is going to support that just yet, so we'll keep a close eye on it. As you can see, we failed to stay above the 200 EMA, so we're finding that is our resistance, and we're likely to break down lower than our 50 EMA. Okay, so equilibrium sits just down below that as well. Now, it wouldn't be terribly too unusual for a correction here anyway, so a small correction to the downside before a potential move to the upside is also something that we can see, as in this could be an A wave. We can come down towards equilibrium for a B wave, and then we can move up into that C wave, hitting our Y wave target, right? So it's always possible that we've already bottomed out on the X wave. I just do not think that's going to be the case, considering the momentum indicator of the stochastic RSI. I could be wrong on that, though. It's not one for me to be trading. I think ultimately, if I were to trade this, I would be waiting for this correction more down towards equilibrium, looking at good support all around this key area of 29,267. So if I were to go long on the market, I would be looking at that area there being kind of the area to kind of target. So probably entry at around 29,270. Take profit would have to be higher than the W wave, so I'll put that up here for now. And the stop loss would have to be down lower than our origin of our W wave, being basically lower than 28,869, and therefore the risk reward ratio is not in a really good position. So it's not one that I personally would trade. I think this one's a bit too risky personally, but if I were to do it, that's how I would approach the market. And of course, like I always say, I would be using BitGet as my go-to platform for all of my leverage-based trading. So if I was to go long, I'll be going long on BitGet. Now, if you haven't yet signed up to BitGet, why not check out the affiliate link in the description down below. They do some fantastic sign-up rewards up to $8,000, depending on how much you deposit to the platform and how much you trade. But there's also many different reasons that you might want to kind of consider BitGet as well. One, it's always great to have access to as many exchanges as possible, because when things get going, they really do get going, and times are a little bit harder actually, you think, to get onto these platforms when there's high demand. So it's always great to have access to as many exchanges as possible. The second reason is that I've actually find this is a really nice platform to use, very easy to use, and it's probably one of the better ones out there in my opinion, which is why I've transitioned all my leverage-based trading over here. We also use the affiliate link in the description below for a trading competition that we hold down in our Discord server. This is not something that's affiliated with BitGet or affiliated with YouTube. It's just something that we use the data from the affiliate link to run ourselves as Cheeky Crypto down in our Discord server, where you can win $100 every single week, and for the person who wins or the best percentage return within that 1 week period. More details can be found down in the Discord server, so why not go ahead and check that out. So that would be my approach to this one then, guys, right? Apologies for the coughing. Would be that although this is not a trade for me, I would make sure that I'd have good risk-reward ratios. And of course, that TP, take profit, can come up higher to try to get you closer to a better risk-reward ratio. But I just think it's a higher risk, so it's not one that I personally would do. But other than that, it's looking okay, like it's holding up well. I'm still expecting a move to the downside once this structure completes. That won't be terribly too unusual. I think most people will kind of see that coming. For the most part, we're looking for that break to the upside. It's possible that it's already started here, just not so confident just yet, but it is a possibility, so we'll keep that in mind. A second that we do push up higher than 29,597, then it'll look pretty good for this Y wave to come into completion. So I think that's kind of where we are going to leave that one for now. It's actually not that level. It's that's in the wrong place. It needs to come up here. So it's actually 29,673. So that's going to be the level that we need to see get broken for this one to kind of feel a little bit more on the bullish side of things. So that's kind of the 1 hour time frame for BTC. Taking a look at our daily time frame, you can see that we're still kind of coiling up here, waiting for that break to the upside. This is bullish. We are, of course, just waiting for that break upwards. We aren't there yet, but that's kind of what that's kind of waiting for. At the moment, we're above the 200 daily EMA, and we're finding the 50 EMA as a bit of resistance for us right now. I suspect that we might end up getting the breakout sooner than later. You can kind of see we've got loads of momentum available to us on the daily time frame. Just need to see that as smaller time frames also correct down, in my opinion. From a weekly standpoint, not much has really changed. Obviously, it takes a long time for things to kind of play out on the weekly time frame. You can see, of course, our current existing low at 15,476, and you can see our low trend line is actually sat down here at the $10,000 level. For the most part, it looks like we still have continued moves to the downside to be expected on the macro scale if we just follow the trend line basis. Of course, it does look like structure has completed here as something that we were kind of talking about, but I suspect that there's still reasons and rationale to come on down deeper. But for now, we'll kind of park that idea until we start to see structures forming. They'll be a little bit more predictive over where the price action is going. It's an interesting one to also keep an eye on. Guys, I think I'm going to leave the video right there. If you found it useful and informative, do smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, guys, what are you waiting for? Check it out, linked in the description down below. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors, and none of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.